Michael Saylor, the CEO of MicroStrategy, was on CNBC this morning, and he was dropping knowledge. He explained exactly why, after buying billions and billions of dollars of Bitcoin, and now being down on that trade, he still thinks that buying Bitcoin is a great idea. In fact, he even says it's his best idea. Here's what Michael said.
I'd love to just start off on, we just said it, I think it's 129,000 roughly, a coin, average price of 30,700, spent about $4 billion on it. One would anticipate if the price stays where it is, that's going to cause a significant write-down overall. At least your auditors may ask for that. You know, you've talked for years about the financial flexibility owning all that Bitcoin gives you. I wonder if you believe it also works in reverse.
No, I think it's been a net positive. We back-tested our strategy against every other alternative. And if you roll the clock back to August 10th of 2020, when we embarked on this journey, Bitcoin's performed 10x better than anything else. Gold's down 10%, NASDAQ is flat, Bitcoin is up 86% since that time. Over any time frame, 2 years, 4 years, 8 years, Bitcoin's the best performing asset. I can't come up with a better idea.
You can't come up with a better idea. Does that mean that you would actually consider buying more at these prices?
Yeah, I think if you think about Bitcoin, if your time horizon is 1 month, it looks like a volatile risk asset. But if your time horizon is 10 years, it looks like a risk-off store of value asset. So the crossover point is 4 years. Nobody's ever lost money investing in Bitcoin for 4 years. And if you want a surrogate for the book value of the Bitcoin network, it would be the 4-year simple moving average. The simple moving average of Bitcoin over 4 years is about $21,685. Bitcoin's only touched that point a couple of times in its history, and those have always been great buying opportunities.
So is it a great buying opportunity?
Absolutely. Bitcoin's backed by the most powerful secure computer network in the world. If I gave you $100 billion, you can't reproduce it. And it's beyond a nation state attack or corporate attack. So once you understand that, and the fact that it's a singularity, there's nothing like it in the world, then yeah, this is an ideal entry point to get into this thing.
A key part of this conversation was all about the difference between short-term speculators and long-term investors. As he said, if you simply look at Bitcoin over 1 month, it looks like a highly volatile asset. But if you look at it over 10 years, it ends up actually looking like a risk-off store of value. And ultimately, that is a key piece of the global financial system. And not only was Michael correct in mentioning that 4-year moving average, but we also could look at something like the RSI. And when we go and we take a look at that chart, it's literally at the lowest point it's ever been before. There's no one single data point that actually points to when you should buy or not buy. But if you continue to look at data point after data point after data point, it's becoming quite apparent that Bitcoin is very cheap compared to its historical positions. Central banks, in their pursuit to devalue currencies to continue to be able to support the debt load that countries have undertaken, they have gamified and turned financial markets into casinos. Everyone is looking for a new hit. Everyone is looking for short-term profits. How can I find something that doesn't go up 100%, but rather 10x or 20x? That's not how investing's supposed to work. Instead, having a long time horizon and understanding things that accrue value over long periods of time, that's really where true fortunes are made. Bitcoin is the epitome of this. No one who has bought Bitcoin and held it for 4 years has ended up losing money. And now, as we continue to look towards the future, Bitcoin at $21,000 is obviously much cheaper than it was at $69,000. But all of the underlying fundamentals, from hash rate to Lightning Network capacity, are hitting all-time highs. And as we continue to watch this decentralized digital open source currency continue to gain global adoption, many people are realizing you have to lose the short-term speculator mindset that is induced in the legacy financial system, and you have to become a long-term thinker to become a true capital allocator. What are you willing to buy and hold forever? That's usually how Warren Buffett, Charlie Munger, and some of the greatest investors of our generation built their wealth. And now an entirely new generation is learning. Buy great assets and hold them forever. The question is Bitcoin that great asset? I tend to think so, but you got to make your own decisions.